can't imagine anything that would make him happier than seeing all his family, friends, and loved ones gathered here to celebrate, remember, and cherish his time here on earth. I'd now like to share with you some of my fondest memories of my Grandpa Bruce. One of the greatest parts of growing up are the countless trips to Grandma and Grandpa's house. When I was around 4 or 5 years of age, my grandfather started renovation on what was to become their home off of 5300 South. I believe it was originally built by his grandfather, and throughout the years it had fallen into severe disrepair. But let me tell you, being 5 years old, seeing the demolition and construction that was taking place, nothing was more exciting than to investigate every nook and cranny of what was going on. And this place had everything. Endless fields to run through and tree after tree to climb. To my grandpa, I'm sure it was a landscaping nightmare, but for a kid, it was a whole other world to explore. In my mind, this will always be Grandma and Grandpa's house. During this remodel, it was at this young age that I first witnessed the determination, follow-through, and work ethic that my grandfather possessed. Thanks to his hard work and perseverance, my brother, cousins, and I had somewhere that we could get together and visit, and which was also easily accessible to Murray Park for fun and games at the swimming pool, as well as the best seats to the 4th of July fireworks. Grandpa had even surprised us one year by putting up swings hung from the large trees in the yard, and these swings were the best. They were even better than what you would find at the park. Another wonderful trait my grandfather had was his love for knowledge and his amazing technological prowess. When I was around 10 years old, he had given my family our first computer. And mind you, these were the 1980s, and this wasn't a tablet, and it didn't have a touchscreen or GPS. This thing was built like a tank, archaic by today's standards. But little did I know at the time that it would open up a world of information and learning to us that to us continues to this day, and he fully knew that. One of the most fundamental components for my grandpa was that of family. He spent countless hours researching family history so we could all have a template to go by in which to find where exactly our roots lie. Not only that, but throughout my childhood, he put together the neatest family newsletter that he had named Threads as a way to share information and connect with family before the advent of email. With every issue, I was able to see exactly what each of my many cousins was up to regarding school activities, birthdays, and special events. I'm forever grateful to him for those memories he was able to share in this way. Recently, he had asked me if I could help with the electrical work he needed done on his basement so that it could be finished in time to give my cousin Crystal a place to live while she went to school. And I was more than happy to offer my help. I feel gratified knowing that along with the rest of the family, I was able to be a part of finishing his basement. Although I have to be honest, I don't know exactly how much credit I can take, as every day I would leave, I would return the next just to find that he had done much of the work himself. Once again, owing to his determination and strong work ethic, even in his 8th decade. I'm also very grateful that he was able to attend my wedding and that he was able to know my wife. It always meant the world to me to hear the compliments and words of kindness he would pay her, but that's just the type of guy he was. When my wife and I had got into our first home, Grandpa was right there to offer his tips for home repair, landscaping advice. He even offered to pull the weeds in the flower bed. He was dead serious. There was no way I was going to allow him to do that, but he would have done it for anyone. Grandpa was more than willing to give me the tools and saws I needed to finish odd jobs around my new home. He took the time to explain to me just how each one worked and what to use it for. I had known how to utilize most of what he had lent me already, yet I let him continue uninterrupted. Nothing brought him greater joy than to be able to teach and impart his knowledge unto others. My grandpa has been an amazing force throughout my entire life, as I'm sure he's been through much of everyone's here today. So much so that I probably tend to take for granted that each and every one of us is only here but for a limited amount of time. I suppose the thought of him one day passing had just never occurred to me. And even though I'm saddened from this loss, it's not because I don't believe that I'll ever see him again. It's that I'll just miss him so much for the rest of the time that I'm here on earth. I will forever love him. Bruce Smith is the kindest, most loving grandfather one could ever hope to have. A wonderful, remarkable man. I say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.